Hi everyone and welcome back to Dean Park. In this video I'm going to show you how to create some effective and realistic lineside scenery, as well as some detailing kits to add at the lineside or station areas. If you like the video, please click that like icon and also subscribe to the channel. If you want to also hit that notification bell, you'll be alerted of all future uploads from the channel. In the meantime, enjoy the video, and if you have any questions, please get in touch by posting those in the comment section below. It's about time I did some scenic material at the side of the tracks here and up against the retaining wall. In this sequence of clips I'm going to do the left hand side of the rails up to the large retaining wall, because I still want to be able to remove the wall to do this scenic material, to make sure the material gets right up against the edge of the baseboard, and the wall might hinder me doing that quite so well. I want to do this now because I want to then fix the wall in position and then do the gas tower scenic section, which is just behind the camera just now. So I'll do the left hand side and then I'll come along at a later date and do the right hand side of the rails and obviously the embankments as well. I'll be following my now tried and tested methods, a bit of postcrete as the base layer, some fine blended soil and earth from Woodland Scenics, some coarse turfs again from Woodland Scenics in earth colours and burnt grass, just to build up a realistic low ground cover, and I can then come along at a later date and add some lineside detail, static grass and some bushes as well. Well, I hope you followed that okay. And what I did there was I took PVA and covered the base. I then applied some post-screte and sand mix through a sieve to give the base colour. I then used some Woodland Scenic's fine grey blend ballast to feather in the ballast shoulder into the scenic area before taking some fine turf and earth scatters just to blend in with a variety of colour, before taking some Woodland Scenic's coarse turf in light green and burnt grass and applying that in sporadic areas, usually around the area at the bottom of the wall. After I'd done that, I applied a very light misting of water through a squishy bottle just to break down any surface tension on the Scenic material before applying some Woodland Scenic's Scenic cement through a pipette. It now looks a bit white and milky in colour, but the Scenic cement dries matte and clear, so I've just got to let this now settle before I come back and add some static grass, low-lying bushes and weeds. That's the material now dry, and whilst I was at it I just did the other side of the rails as well. And what I've just done with this side is I've added in some tufts of grass, and they're 4 and 6 millimetre lengths, and it's kind of an early fall, late fall mix of static grasses there. Nothing too green, because my layout's kind of set in late summer, early autumn, so I don't want anything too vibrant. They've just literally been put in place. You can probably still see the white PVA under it, where I use to kind of dab little dots up the embankment where I want the tufts to be. I then static grass it. You can see that one there still a bit white and wet, and then I vacuum up the excess in between, and I'm going to leave that to dry and then go over it again when it's dry with a light vacuum to take off any loose fibres. But that's the extent of the grassing that I want on that side. I'm now going to add clumps of grass up the long wall side. And I'm going to have a little bit more at the bottom of the wall, like water would run down the wall, and that's where you'd get the best conditions for grass and bushes to grow. So I'm going to have again sporadic dots and tufts as we go up, but a little bit more perhaps at the base of the wall. And this is very similar to the technique that I used at the retaining wall along the front of the depot, and a shot of that is on the screen now. So these kind of different tones and lengths of grass just growing up sporadically along the line side. I'll then supplement that with some bushes and undergrowth later on. I'm just going to use PVA for this and a small brush. Load up the brush with the glue and then just stubble it where you want the tufts to be. Don't be shy of the glue either, because the more glue you've got, the better grip of the static grass you will get. So just kind of got to use your imagination here, as little or as much as you want in the places that you'd like the grass to be. Try to make it random, nothing too uniform, something that's difficult, but you end up with a straight line of grass which you don't want. Two bits of kit I'm going to use for the static grassing. First one is the Grassmaster 2.0, and that's great for large areas. If you want to get into small nooks and crannies, you're better using the WWS Pro Grass Detailer. That's got a small nozzle on the end. Doesn't take much static grass, but it's ideal for getting into those little corners, especially at the bottoms of structures and walls and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's the WWS Pro Grass Detailer, and that's quite a handy little piece of kit. Here's a little sample of a static grass that I'm going to use, and that's a 4mm length. And you notice I've got a nail there. You've got to have somewhere to ground the crocodile clip, whether it's the bit of track that you're working near, or just put a nail into the scenery and that helps the static grass flow from the applicator chamber and hit onto the layout and grab a hold of the glue. You want to hold the static grass applicator about 1 inch, 2 inches from the glue to get a good connection, and the grass will shoot out at a great rate of knots and grab a hold of those spots of glue. It will go everywhere, but I'll show you a little technique that I use to make sure none of this overspill is wasted. Scenic material is expensive enough, especially static grass, without wasting it and hoovering it all up. So what I've done is I've taken my vacuum attachment, I've put a pair of tights, or in this case a pop sock, over the end, rubber band, and I'll go over the areas I want to vacuum up and just keep emptying this and then popping it back in the tray so I can use it again. I'm just going to take a quick stop at Dean Park Detailing to showcase 3 new kits that I've been making up, all from Westhill Wagon Works. At the back there we've got the HST coolant trolleys, and they come in a pack of 2. I've then got some LNER BR style mile posts, and I've painted them up in a signal yellow. And I've got the new Westhill Wagon Works Lineside trunking and accessories kit. So I'll take a closer look at all 3. Okay, what we've got here is the HST coolant trolleys, which were commonplace on the network all the way through from the 1970s well into the 21st century. What I did with this kit is I primed it in white before painting the entire model in a pre-1984 warning yellow, and this was rail match enamel. Then what I did was I masked this off and then painted the lower frame and the chassis in a Humbro 32 dark grey before hand painting on the top part, which was Precision Paints Engineer's Blue Brick. I was working from a photograph when I did this to try and get it as realistic as I could. Then what I did was I glossed off some of the yellow panels before applying some rail match and water slide transfers with the BR double arrow there and the number 1. I then basically took the matte varnish and sealed all of that in, and to get to the result that I've got here. I've still got to add some weathering and in-service worn look before they go on the platform, but I really am quite chuffed with the result of these. Okay, what I've got here is the BR style marker posts. These have just been primed and then painted in a rail match enamel signal yellow through an airbrush before taking a Sharpie to pick out some of the distance detail on the head. You get plenty of different varieties of distances, so you can lay them realistically around your layout. You might want to remove the base of these. You can do with a sharp knife, and then drill a small hole in your layout before putting the mast in. And if you're left with a small hole, just take some Scenic material to blend it in with the surrounding area. You get other styles, not just the BR style, so you can go on the Westhill Wagon Works website and see what's on offer. This is a kit that I've just installed on part of the incline on the layout, and this is the cable trunking kit from Westhill. There's a plethora of different parts in this kit, from T-pieces to corner sections to long straights, to shorter sections with the lids out of place, and on the section with the lids out of position there's actually cable detailing inside for you to paint as well. At the back there are some pallets with stacked up parts on it, ideal for the Lineside or indeed an engineer's train or an engineer's yard. All these kits and more are available at the Westhill Wagon Works website, and I've put a link to their website in the description below. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Lineside at the incline section start to take shape and become a little bit more realistic. I'll be adding some more bushes and undergrowth and weeds in the next episode. In the meantime, thanks for watching, enjoy your modelling, and cheers for now.